Good morning, my dear friends. We are coming back after a long time. So this is Skillsforce Career Talks. This is the 10th session. And today I have a very special guest who has kindly accepted to spend some time and talk about what he does as a profession. He's a very interesting person. I'll introduce you. Uh, he is Uday Simha, and he is a chemical engineer from IIT Madras. And currently he teaches history in AKS IAS Academy and other academies as well. So very good morning, Mr. Uday. Thank you for coming
Good
here.
morning. Good morning, Ms. Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
Mr. Uday, very interesting. Every
Mhm.
person in India who wants to become an engineer, their ultimate goal is to secure a seat in IIT.
Yes,
You
sir.
achieved that goal.
Yes,
Chemical
sir.
engineering is another very prestigious branch or stream which you
Yes,
did.
sir.
Why
Yes.
did you leave IIT chemical engineering and, and come down to teaching in an IAS academy? Please.
Exactly. Exactly, sir. Thank you, sir, first of all, for inviting me to your meeting. And this is not an easy question, by the way. And even if a student who is coming from an engineering background or a doctor background, generally when they do go up to the stage of interview, this is
Mm,
one of the first questions the interview board is going to ask them as
yes.
to why did you spend your time in engineering and then choose the career in civil services. So very, very frankly, uh, the main reason that I've come this side is I was lacking awareness about the career opportunities in India. If I had really got some person like you or anyone else that who would have shared us, yes, sir, not Nijam, sir. If
Mm,
anyone has told us that this is all the career opportunities open for children from the right
mm,
from at least from a 10th class or the
mm,
time they finish off their intermediate. If
mm.
they get exposed to this, probably they can make a choice of a career which suits their personality and their temperament.
Yes.
But then the main reason I did IIT in those days is because just to satisfy my parental wish. My
Okay.
father and mother wanted me to go to some prestigious colleges, and it was the basic tendency among Indian parents is to push their children into that sector which they feel will give them a better employment opportunities in the future.
Correct.
And it happened such that in my apartment, one of my the co-residents over there, a few years ago, their child had cleared the IIT.
Mm,
So then that's how my parents had got that feel of IIT, and they
yeah.
started encouraging me. And because I was really not aware of the future opportunities, I thought I should do it because my parents will be happy. That was the real motivation for going for IIT, sir. Otherwise, very, very frankly speaking to you, there was no other reason at that
Okay.
point of time.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And if you ask me as to why did I make a switch to the civil services, it was only after getting into the IIT and doing the program for 4 years, then
Mm,
I realized that this is not my cup of tea. And I
okay.
always found myself not a good person to be sitting in a room and turning out some equations and
Mm,
playing with computers or reactors. I found my temperament more suitable to be a person out in the society,
mm,
interacting with people, having a greater orientation towards
mm.
human contact. So then
Wow.
slowly, when I was in IIT, sir, the last year, it was in the last year that one of my seniors in the same hostel, same branch, chemical engineering, he had got an all India rank of 54 in
Mm,
the civil services.
mhm,
So then, as you can expect, again, then I saw that maybe I can make a career in this direction. And I contacted that senior. I asked
mm.
him, sir, Anna, Bhaiya, one second, sir, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, please.
So that I really don't want to pursue a career in chemical engineering. It was only
Mm,
because of the parental this thing
mm,
I had come into this one. But I really find civil services, I think, is one platform where I can actually bring my personality to full potential. So with his guidance, then not only me, sir, along with me, some four of us had started the journey for civil services. And very frankly, this is the answer why I come to civil
No, no,
services.
that's fine. That's fine. So Uday, why
Yes, sir.
didn't you yourself appear for civil services? Why didn't you go for UPSC?
Sir, I did, sir, actually. I cleared preliminary examination, the first stage, 5 times, and I've written the main examination, which is a subjective type of an examination, 5 times.
Okay.
It was only that I was not able to clear the second stage and go to the third stage, that is the
Okay.
interview.
Yeah.
Whereas a few of my friends have gone through the services, a few of them are IAS, a few of them IPS, and a few of them were unlucky like me to some extent, where they have gone to interview also, but they could not
No,
clear.
you're not unlucky. You know what?
No, in a way, sir, yes, sir. I
No,
am happy in the profession right
it's
now. Yes,
see,
sir.
it's a blessing in disguise, Mr. Uday,
Exactly.
because
Yes,
if you had been, if you had cleared your civil services, you would have gone
yes,
into one department and you would have,
exactly.
been working there. But
Exactly.
now, today, you are impacting thousands of students with your
Yes,
knowledge.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
Exactly, sir. That's
so you're
there. What I
cloning.
missed.
You're cloning.
Exactly. What I missed myself, I made a decision, sir, that after 6 attempts, I gave a total of 6 attempts, of
Mm,
which five I was able to clear the first stage. And
mm,
after 6 years, I was very frankly, sir, I was uh, completely devastated
mm,
because I had put all my eggs in one basket, the civil services.
yeah.
And at least after 2 years of the depression period, then I
Mm,
thought that all my knowledge is not waste.
yeah.
Though I may not have cleared the examination, I put in our efforts and I was very sincere while I was studying. So at
Mm,
least today, as a faculty, I'm able to stand up on a stage
mm.
and give my knowledge and share my experiences, the mistakes I had done, so that the next generation will not do that mistakes. And at any
Beautiful.
rate, and today, if you ask me if you're happy with your profession, I'll say I'm extremely happy
Yeah.
because I see what the mistakes I did. I'm trying to ensure that the next generation students are not doing those
This
mistakes.
is beautiful. Thank you for sharing
Yes,
your personal experience. And
yes,
I,
yes,
when we counsel students, one fact that we tell them is failures are stepping stones to success,
yes,
right? So
wonderful.
our Indian culture and our psyche is such that we are
Exactly,
afraid to fail, right?
exactly.
We are afraid to try out, fail, learn
Yes,
from the mistake, and look at
exactly,
our
sir. Wonderful.
alternative. So that
Yes,
has to be coming up, and you're a good example of that. That you have
exactly. In that
m-
way,
you have diverted your energy, your knowledge, and
yes,
skill into
yes, yes,
training others.
exactly, sir.
Yeah. So just for the students who will be listening to us
Yes,
on
yes, yes.
when we upload this on YouTube, what
Mhm,
is UPSC? Um,
mhm.
just share the background. Like as an orientation, if I come as a student, I heard that IAS is the best, toughest
Exactly,
exam, the topmost position in India. The rest,
exactly.
ministers come and go, but IAS remain. They are the people who are making the policy. So it is a very prestigious job, occupation, and title. So what is UPSC? What are the how is it broken up into IAS, IFS, and so on? What are the cadres? And what is the percentage of students who are appearing? What is the pass
Mhm.
success rate? Can you share those details with us?
So definitely.
Yeah.
But the question is actually a very relevant and prominent one. So I
Mm.
would take some a long time to
Sure, sure,
explain that
sure,
entire.
sure, sure.
So right now, if you look at the job market of Indian economy, so most of us, as you just now said, that we are afraid of trying some
Yeah.
things. But the fear of failure is actually pushing us
Mm,
most of us back.
mm,
So there are two things that a graduating a student can do with his or her career.
mm,
Either you can be end up as a job seeker
mm.
or as a job creator.
Correct.
Now, job creator is one where you become an entrepreneur and see your life in a very different way,
Mm,
contributing directly to the economy
mm.
in a positive manner.
Yeah.
But when it comes to job seekers, there
Mm,
are two sectors which are open for job seekers. One is private sector and the other is the government employment.
correct.
And again, we all know that the private sector employment is very insecure. And
Mm,
given the rapid changes that we find in technology, particularly in the recent months, we can hear about that AI has been
yeah.
eating away jobs.
Mm,
So private sector, given the very fact that it is more volatile and
mm,
unstable, people do try to prefer government sector jobs.
mm,
And now coming within the government sector jobs, if you see, there are again two layers. Either
mm,
we can go for state government jobs or a
mm.
central government jobs.
Correct.
And herein comes the role of UPSC. UPSC, the full form is that Union Public Service Commission. It is a constitutional body which recruits candidates, suitable candidates from across India, from any stream of educational background. Just they need to be a graduate, that is the basic eligibility, and they can appear for this exam. And this exam is not for one position. This is an exam which recruits students for a bunch of positions, both at the central level government exam positions, as well as a few are there which are covering all India services, namely Indian Administrative Service, that is IAS, Indian Police Service, that is IPS, and then Indian Forest Service, that is IFS. There is another IFS, sir, that is Indian Foreign Service.
Correct.
The Foreign Service is per se not an all India service, but then it comes under the Ministry of External Affairs of Government of India, where we can see a career. The path will be like becoming the secretary of the Ministry of External Affairs, or becoming an ambassador representing India on the international platform. And that is definitely, sir, of many of us always keep looking at IAS and IPS. Often
Correct.
we do forget that IFS, the Foreign Service, is also an equally important service, as we can just right now see in these few years. The current External Affairs Minister, Mr. Jaishankar, he has really been doing a very, very wonderful job in portraying what is real India to the entire world. Because till now the world has seen an India which the Western countries, with one kind of propaganda, they have been portraying India in one image. And Jaishankar had cleared UPSC examination. He became an IFS Foreign Service Officer in External Affairs Ministry. He served as an ambassador of India to China for several years. And then he became, under Modi government, BJP government, he has become the Secretary of External Affairs Ministry. And finally now he has become the minister and is contributing to the country's future in no less way. So that is IFS, Foreign Service. And now coming to IAS and IPS, there is no doubt the exam conducted by UPSC, which is by name CSE, Civil Services Examination. This is no doubt not only the toughest exam in India, per se, it can rank as one of the toughest exams in the entire world.
Wow.
And how can we actually say that? Because just a one glance at the syllabus that they have designed itself, it clearly indicates why this can be ranked as one of the toughest in the entire world. And it's every year, hardly, sir, somewhere around 1,000 seats are available for these examinations. And as you asked, what is the percentage and how many people do prepare for this? Given that this exam has 3 stages, sir. Preliminary examination, which is an objective type examination. Mains examination, which is a subjective type, where we need to write down answers in our own language. We can choose English language, or for that matter, we can even choose our mother tongue also.
Okay.
And then once we clear the main examination, we are actually taken to the third stage, that is the interview stage, sir. So most of the students who are appearing for this examination are filtered out in the first stage itself, the preliminary examination. As I know, sir, the figure keeps changing every year, and the kind of competition that is increasing every year. We can say this 2024, around 7 to 8 lakhs people at least would appear for the preliminary exam.
Wow.
But then there is nothing really to be afraid of, sir, because most of these people who appear for this preliminary examination are just giving it a shot. They are not very serious aspirants. They know that the fee for this exam, applying this examination, is very small, a small amount, and they just want to give it a try, so they give it. Sir. But then, at any rate, out of this 7-8 lakh people who are appearing for the preliminary, we can say 1 lakh students will be a bit serious candidates. And 1 lakh is definitely not a small number, given the less number of positions we have. And I think, sir, in a preliminary stage, they will select in a 10:1 ratio. That is, if you have 1,000 seats to be finally filled in as a position, around 10 to 11,000 students will be selected in the preliminary examination and taken to the main examination. But then again, main examination, the filtering is of a higher level. So it comes down to somewhere around 4 to 5:1. And then finally, if you clear all the papers in the main examination, sir, we will have somewhere around 4 general studies question papers, which include subjects like geography, polity, economy, science and technology, security, social issues, ethics, all such sort of subjects we need to have an exposure to. Apart from the current affairs that we keep happening across the country and around the world as well. Once we clear this main examination, then we are called to interview where final this thing is done, sir. That is done in 3:1 ratio. And then finally, those candidates who have been selected by the interview board are given to the government of India. And this list goes through the different departments, and the different departments will select the candidates according to the choices that the candidates have put while applying for the examinations. Then I would want to tell one more aspect, sir, with respect to the designing of the syllabus itself. Why did UPSC design the syllabus in such a manner? Is mainly because most of the students and the coaching institutes that are available across India, I should not say being a part of that ecosystem, I should not say this, but still that is what is happening, and I can clearly see it around me. There is too much of commercialization of education. They are seeing even a job like IAS and IPS. Clearly, we see the word S, that is service. Yeah. It is a service. It is not a 9 to 5 job where you just go to earn some money and enjoy power in your life. Once if you take it seriously, it means it is a service you are doing for your nation. And given the fact that India is going through a new chapter in its history since 2014, absolutely, I think definitely the youth of this country are the ones who must take it forward. The most of the coaching institutes, sir, they are actually just looking at this, clearing this examination from a very narrow prism of getting marks, gaining ranks, getting a good employment, marrying, and having children, getting a good dowry, and that's it. There is really very little of sense of service to the nation.
Correct.
And in my opinion, just a minute, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. And in my opinion, a student who wants to come to civil services first needs to look at the syllabus and understand the mind of the examiner who has designed the syllabus in this way. Correct. And it's clearly tailored in such a way that a student who goes and occupies a high position in the administrative hierarchy as a district collector, or in the future as a secretary of an entire department of government of India or any government, state government, the responsibility on their head is immense. Correct. And one signature with their hand will change the policies of the entire government and for the next few years as well. So, as an IAS officer, the environment in which an IAS officer and IPS officer works is extremely complicated. Correct. They need to work as a part of a system which is full of politicians, opposition parties. There is the media nowadays, the social media. We do not know who will come and make a secret video. They might even go for making deep fake videos. Correct. Even a small one slip of a word can cost you an entire career, and it can create some disturbances in the society as well. And given the fact that an IAS officer has to work in such a complicated social environment, he's not a person who's going to sit inside a cubicle and work with some computers or so. He has to be in the society. Any emergency, he or she has to be able to handle that in a very, very sensible way. And that too in between politicians, with media, mafias, so many complicated issues will be there. So it is not to frighten students that I'm telling all these things, but then that is the reality.
That's a fact.
And exactly, sir. And when you're posted as a district collector, having some knowledge about the geography of the country, history about the country, economic, what is agriculture, what happens in trade, what do you understand by industrial activities, the security position, threats to the government of India, to the society. And once we have a broad understanding of all these things, that is the main idea that UPSC wants, is that with this understanding, such people can do some service to the society because they know the situation they need to handle. So this is what I can say to the question that you asked.
Wonderful way. You have actually summarized the entire thing. Just to add to it, there is equal opportunity given to women candidates as well.
Yes,
so there is no reservation as such in UPSC.
No.
So all girls girl students who are interested, because when I go to schools and colleges, I see a lot of girls saying I want to do IAS, right? So this exam is open to all. There is no reservation as such, and you can compete as equals. What takes a student to prepare for the prelims? Can you share a bit of details? If I want to appear for prelims, what is the preparation I need to do? When should I start? I mean, it's not like a short-term course, but if I'm in school right now in 8th,
Mhm.
9th, 10th standard, and I am aware that I want to take this as a career, what should I slowly start? Can you share some details around it?
Sure. So, first of all, sir, the exam cycle, as I said, has three stages,
Mm,
and the entire three stages takes 1 full year to complete, sir.
mm, mm,
That is from the day we write the preliminary examination till the final result appears in the list, the merit list. It
mm,
takes 1 whole year to finish off the cycle. If we
mm.
can understand the exam itself to finish off, it takes a year of cycle. Then the preparation will obviously be more than a year.
Yes.
And I shared my own experience of coming to the civil services. I did not come here with much of a groundwork.
Mm,
But then times have been changing given the kind of awareness this common the present generation has, at least in the form of the internet. And for
mm,
example, you are also doing some similar service to the student community.
yeah.
If some people like you come out and share these offers that so and so are the opportunities available in the job market for you people. And I can see as I teach even right now. I just came from my class at 10:45. I came home from a class from morning 8:30 to
Yeah.
10:45. So I can see the young faces whenever I see them. At least when I compare themselves to me when I started my journey, these people are having slightly better awareness.
Mm,
And some of these students have actually started preparing uh, for civil services even before they started taking coaching formally,
yeah.
clearly telling us that many of them have started preparing during their graduation time itself.
Mm,
So you asked me a more interesting question. What about school going students? Sir, in my opinion, at least till 10th class, I don't think we should push students into civil services as such.
mm,
But once they finish off the 10th class,
mm,
coming to the intermediate level, first and second year of intermediate,
mm.
definitely they must be shown that there is an option like this.
Correct.
And probably entering into more social science subjects like CEC.
Mm.
Many of our parents will definitely discourage us that, Mama and Papa, if I want to go to CEC, then they will see that you might not have a good career.
Mm,
But sir, believe me, so although the number of engineers who are clearing the civil services is definitely more compared to those coming from a social science background.
mm,
But still, if I think that if there are any students who feel that they don't have a natural aptitude for mathematics or biology,
mm,
kind of these things, still they can go for CEC, but just from a good college, sir, good college. They definitely need to go to a good college. And
mm,
once they go for a social science educational background, they get an art of understanding a question and writing out your opinions in a logical justified manner in an orderly fashion, and that too relevant to the question that has been asked.
mm.
This kind of skill actually develops from social sciences, because I've
Okay.
seen some of my students, particularly in North India,
Mm,
they have done their graduation not in engineering or
mm,
just a doctor. They come
mm,
from MA economics, they
mm,
come BA political science, they
mm,
come MA history, so
mm,
bachelor's and master's in history,
mm,
economics, and these are the subjects that some people do so. And a few of them actually bag one of the highest ranks in the examination.
mm.
But then doesn't mean that again engineers and doctors are not getting these ranks.
Yeah.
They also do get their ranks. But ideal preparation for a student who is planning for a career in civil services, I think, should start after the schooling, immediately after the schooling.
Yeah.
And there are several institutions. Sir, can I take the names of the institutions?
Ah, that's fine. That's fine.
You can take.
Yeah, yeah.
There are a few institutions like Narayana, Sri
Mm,
Chaitanya, you might have heard.
mm.
They have been traditionally training students for IIT. And
Correct.
nowadays, they have also started training students for the civil service.
Mm,
And one thing that these institutions are doing, again, I'll not say that just because with their preparation we cannot clear the civil services, sir, but
mm.
there is a set of textbooks called NCERT.
RT. Yeah. Mm,
Some of the students might be aware of this.
mm.
These are the textbooks which are taught to students coming from a CBSE background. Most
Correct.
of the students that we come across come from a state syllabus background.
Mm,
Whereas those students coming from the CBSE background, they have already got used to this NCERT textbook.
mm,
And the CBSE curriculum, if you look at that, and the teaching methodology, the pedagogical style is
mm.
more, instead of simply rote learning and explaining and listening and writing, vomiting in the exam.
Yeah.
The students coming from that CBSE background, as a teacher standing on this side of
Mm,
the dais, I can clearly see a difference between students coming from a state background
mm,
of
mm.
schooling and CBSE background. So
Correct.
For those students who come from CBSE background, they really need not do the NCRT, sir. They can directly join any coaching institute.
Mm.
But definitely for those students who are coming from a state background, given not only the slightly lower level of textbooks, the pathetic standard of teaching in the schools of Indian schools,
Mm.
I recommend very highly that they must start reading some NCRT.
Mm.
And nowadays there are literally hundreds of videos giving guidance to students on the
Yeah.
future. Any interested candidate must definitely start looking into this. And here, sir, I think parents play a very important role.
Correct.
A personal interest of a father or a mother, preferably both of them, but then at least one of them, if they can handhold their children
Mm.
and show them that, yeah, these are the videos. If you can just look at some motivational videos of some toppers who have cleared, not only cleared the examination, but have done some really good service for the society. And
Mm.
people coming from very low backgrounds,
Mm.
very financially weak, and those
Mm.
people like children like Diksha Puller, son and a daughter, and these people are making to the highest position.
Mm.
So I think showing such a motivational videos will be one good way to start off the preparation and at least prepare them mentally that a career in this path is not only personally satisfying for the individuals, but
Mm.
also it's socially useful for the entire country also.
Absolutely.
ఇదొకటి చేయొచ్చు సార్. Next is NCRTs అనేది compulsory. Parental intervention will definitely enhance the success of the candidates.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what
Great.
I can say for those people who are planning it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And they should have keen interest. They should know about current affairs. So current affairs is not a
Yes, sir.
book subject. It is
No,
something
sir.
which you watch around you, right? You should
Yes,
read a
yes,
paper,
sir.
you should watch the news, filter out all the trash, but take
Wonderful.
something
Yes,
important. For example, if the government is coming out with a huge program like
yes, sir.
CAA or Uniform
Yes,
Civil Code (UCC), they should understand
yes,
what
sir.
made it.
What it
Yeah, why
exactly,
is the
sir.
law being passed? Why are they proposing it? What is the benefit?
Wonderful.
What is the issues that might come up? So
Yes, sir.
this kind
Yes,
of
sir.
inquisitiveness in children, not only watching TV for Bollywood or other movies, would certainly help. And I think UPSC is one national level exam, but every state like Telangana also has a Telangana Civil Services
Exactly. Yes,
exam.
yes,
So
yes.
they should prepare
Good,
for
sir.
both. They should
Yes,
prepare for both. I think this is fantastic. We are running out of time. I would love to do a
okay.
part two with you
Yes, sir.
in
Sure,
case.
sir.
Yeah. So, Mr.
Definitely.
Uday,
I am available.
this has been a very crisp and clear explanation by you for students who are aspiring for civil services. I thank you very much, and I hope
Thank
this
you, sir.
video will be watched by all the students who had, shown some interest. Nothing to be afraid. It is a very I said school students because I want them to start preparing from now. Start
Yes,
looking
sir.
at current affairs, take more interest in
With
history.
parental, sir, with parental interest, I can even suggest from school level also, sir.
Yeah, definitely.
Only leaving it for the student, that might be
Yeah,
burdensome. Otherwise, with
absolutely.
parental,
Yeah.
100% they can do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Uday, and
Okay, sir.
for your
Thank
time. You came from your classes at 10:45, appeared
you. No problem, sir.
before the screen
Yes,
at 11 a.m. That is awesome.
yes.
I hope we'll catch up. I would love to, when I upload this video, I would love to leave your email address. So if anyone
Sure, sir.
wants further details, they can reach you
Def-
through the email. Thank you so much and
Definitely.
have a
Thank
wonderful
you,
day.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Namaste, sir. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.